massive Chinese tradition, the daily flag raising here in Tiananmen Square. And yet Chinese tradition is rapidly giving way to futuristic China at an astounding and astronomical rate.
From forays into space to rescues by drone, from driverless buses to driver training by VR.
Artificial intelligence, facial recognition, high-tech innovation. China is now leading the world in so many high-tech ways.
Future energy, future transport, some of the themes to be explored in this series.
So what are their secrets? How have they mastered so much in this new high-tech age? In the series ahead, we'll talk to China's top business leaders. We'll learn more about their can-do, go-go attitude. Welcome to China, a very futuristic China.
When it comes to artificial intelligence, China has a plan, and it's huge. China plans to outspend the world in AI and aims to be the world leader in the field by 2030. President Xi has laid out goals that would see $1 billion spent on AI in the next few years. An AI Plan Promotions Office has been set up in the Ministry of Science and Technology with a three-part agenda: solve key problems in research and development, pursue a range of applications and products, and cultivate an AI industry. Already in everyday life, the Chinese are ahead. Getting into the office, no worries. Facial recognition technology will let you through. Paying for purchases, will flash your phone and WeChat completes the transaction in seconds. As robots are being employed in a range of businesses, the Chinese economy goes from strength to strength.
I see the Chinese economy in the short term pretty much doing what it's doing now: robust growth, rebalancing the economy, services and consumption driving it harder. In the medium term, I think you'll see a mature Chinese economy, lower rates of growth, but the economy will be more balanced, again with services taking up a much bigger part of the economy. And in the long term, well, who knows? As John Maynard Keynes said, we're all dead, but you are looking at an economy in about 20 years, which will be probably almost twice the size of the US economy.
Jeff Raby believes high-tech China is already leading the world.
When you think of Alibaba, JD.com, in social media, WeChat, this area has gone ahead in leaps and bounds in China and clearly is leading the world. And you'll see more of that, I think, in future.
As far as artificial intelligence goes, Jeff Raby sees China's growth as phenomenal.
How successful China has been in the area of AI is quite remarkable. It's come from a very low base, invested heavily in it, and now it sees, like a number of countries, AI being the future for manufacturing and advanced systems processing. China attracts leading AI experts and professionals from around the world. In fact, I visited years ago a robotics university in northeast China, and they had 1,000 professors working there, 500 of whom came from either the United States or Japan.
One of the companies at the forefront of the AI revolution is Baidu.
Well, just as Google's a household name in the West, think Baidu when you're in China.
Step into their Beijing headquarters and you're transported into the world of the future.
Yeah. A friend asked me, do you know what does the hammer shark look like? So I just need to ask this robot and it will give me the picture. 小鱼小鱼，锤头鲨的图片。
为你找到以下内容。
Jing Qin is one of Baidu's expert executives charged with implementing their new vision.
Baidu, as you know, is the biggest search engine in China. So we basically serve 700 million users, and we are the dominant search player in China.
So Baidu is really the Google of China.
Yeah, we actually operate, our business is even more broad than Google. Oh, Baidu is already an international company. So we are, firstly, we are a Nasdaq public company. And secondly, we operate our business outside China for a long time. So for example, that we are in Japan for a long time. So for Japan market, the biggest popular input method is actually created by Baidu.
I want to look for some music for jam, so I can ask Raven Edge to search for me. 今天有什么新闻？
为您播放
Already Baidu's programs are powering modern devices.
I want to watch a movie. I will just say, 我想看电影。
为你找到以下电影。
Voice command is all the go with Baidu's Deep Voice 2 capable of hundreds of different languages.
播放第5个。
It's all about touch, says Jin Qing, executive charged with overseeing China's Aldua OS research and implementation.
So let me get this straight. You're saying because Chinese characters and the Chinese language is so complex, much more so than English, it's forced Chinese to learn to use computers in a different way.
Yeah, definitely. So that's a big barrier for Chinese users to learn how to communicate with PC, because the keyboard is so unfamiliar to us.
This is a technology that's evolving all the time.
Right.
Where are you at now in development?
So a great question. So Baidu is a very technical driven company. It probably has the best technology talents in China market. We have been investing in the AI technology for many years. Even started with the Baidu search engine that founded in the year of 2000. That you can believe that behind the search engine is all AI technology powered product. We use our speech recognition technology for search. We use our natural language processing technology for search. We also use our like big data and also the different user modeling technology, AI technology for search. So we have been investing in those kind of deep technology for many years.
Baidu and other high-tech companies are developing technology at a breakneck speed with devices like mobile phones.
So I think we give a lot of credit to Apple's iPhone, that it basically optimized how people interact with phone with finger, right? So, but we believe that in the AI era in next 10 years, people can also talk to phone. You squeeze the phone, saying, okay, what's my next calendar? What's the next meeting? What's today's weather? And you can even talk to the phone without touching the phone. So we believe that's the direction that the phone will move into. So what's our technology inside the phone is to enable the phone have this kind of far-field voice capability that you can even talk to a phone without touching the phone. So that's our strength. That's our platform to empower the phone to have this kind of capability.
And this same voice command technology is being applied in motor vehicles as well.
Yeah, right, definitely. So dual voice right now is already basically everywhere. It's on phones, it's on earphones, it's on speaker, it's also in car. So in car, when we drive in the car, I think when you're in car, it's the most convenient way that for people to communicate with car is using voice, because the eye needs to be on the road and hand me to on the wheel. When people driving, they can just talk to a car, find me the nearest gas station, and find me the nearest restaurant. So all using voice. That's a very safe and convenient way for people to communicate with the car, find the information, find the services. We believe it's a lot safer and a lot more convenient for users.
What are your tips, your secrets?
So I believe that for myself, firstly, I'm definitely looking at a very certain and bright future. So that's a dream for I need to fight for.
So where do you see things going with technology in the future?
We definitely want to leverage Baidu's biggest platform to empower more business partners, not only big partners, but also small and medium partners, to help them to be successful, to help them to build the device with these voice capabilities.
So there's an exciting future ahead in AI.
Yeah, definitely.
Yet another top Chinese company specialising in artificial intelligence is Iflytech, world leaders in intelligent speech technology.
The smart home isn't coming, it's already here. Iflytech has developed technology that allows you to clap your hands, give a voice command, and it all happens. What you're about to show me today is this translation machine, speaking 7 different languages, including Mandarin, including English. So I should be able to speak to you.
Iflytech has already mastered many artificial intelligence voice and visual communication systems.
Hello, my name is Guqian Jiang. Nice to meet you.
They're a software enterprise dedicated to the research of intelligent speech and language technologies.
I see CCTV SWOTs.
Co-founder and vice president of the Iflytech Group is Jiang Tao.
As I understand it, you're the market dominator. You have 70% of the market in this sort of technology in China. Very impressive.
Iflytech has focused on one big thing these past 18 years, to produce machines and equipment that can not only listen and talk, but are also capable of understanding and thinking like human beings. From an AI point of view, this is perception of intelligence to cognitive intelligence. Perception of intelligence is like humans who can listen and talk, while cognitive intelligence is like humans who recognize and understand logical inference, analyze, and express knowledge. Machines we are working on can now read, study, and interact in highly advanced activities. Just like human beings, they even operate at the level of experts.
上周三的焦点访谈。
So voice control, as we can see, changes the channel, goes into replay, goes to a particular point, a time code in a program.
Yeah.
What's the secret of Iflytech's success?
Our experience in the last 18 years can be summarised by 2 things. One is innovation, the other perseverance. We describe our innovation as Ding Tian Li Di, hit the sky and stand on the ground. That means we must always operate at a high standard with core technology. We've achieved top results in the international marketplace with voice recognition, voice synthesis, as well as reading and understanding. Meanwhile, we must also make sure this technology can be commercialised, produced as saleable products, serve more people and families, and let more people enjoy and use the new service.
叮咚叮咚，我回家了。I say I go home and it can open this machine and all those things.
We see demonstrations here in the showroom of a smart home. In 10 years' time, how prevalent will this sort of technology be in homes around the world?
应该说，这块啊，未来 People regard this era as the era of the internet, where everything is connected. With the launching of 5G, the internet will step up another level. All types of equipment could be sources of information with different types and sizes of screens. The new technology will interact with people. We're looking forward to that time, and we'll cooperate with all partners in the industry in further developing this new technology. We believe in the future, AI will be part of everyone's life, like water and electricity, with no one able to live without it.
When you started, what did you dream?
Then our dream is to let all equipment, every mobile phone, every television, every car, and all other intelligent equipment be able to listen, talk, think, and understand just like human beings.
One sentence. Where do you see Iflytech in 10 years' time?
In 10 years' time, Iflytech will have become the leading AI company in China.
Another world leader in new technology is Tiandi. Their speciality is surveillance, with their video surveillance cameras now operating in more than 60 countries. Based in Tianjin in northern China, they employ more than 2,000 workers, 800 of them in research and development. Their range of surveillance cameras allows users to identify criminals and track car number plates.
So Tiandi has already been well established, 60 countries around the world, and this is your latest technology?
Yes, we call panoramic PTZ.
Panoramic, and you've got 8 cameras on top of this building.
Yes.
Enables you to zoom in quite close, number plates, people's faces.
Yes. So I just show you how this one works. So just like, for example, we find the area here and just click.
Okay, so you've zoomed in, you've nominated that number plate there. Up it comes over here. So over we go.
Yep.
There's your close-up. You're able to read his number plate, J821V5.
Yes.
And of course, this can help police. It can help all sorts of security.
Like, for example, if anything happens, the panoramic PTZ can just zoom in.
Yes.
Even like they have like 800 meters distance. So 44 times zooming. So you can see really clearly. Like you can just show in the screen, even a small plate, they will see really clearly.
Is this linked to facial recognition? Could we pick up a face on this technology, on these cameras?
Yes, at the moment, but currently we only use this in China.
So in China, you could, a criminal's walking along here, your camera can pick up his face and identify him.
Yes, yes.
And the cameras employed here are picking up every single face looking for a criminal.
Yes.
And the criminal's face will have been put into your database?
Yes, we have the criminal. Usually, police have the criminal photo in the database, so
yes.
we can capture, the criminal face in the street. Like, yeah, for example, he's the criminal,
yes.
And we capture the pictures.
So there's his original image up there.
Yes, and we compare his photo in the database, so we will find the name.
Okay, a 3-step process here with these facial recognition cameras. This camera captures their face?
Capture the face. And the second steps, they will identify your face, use different algorithm, so they will find your filter in your face.
Yes. So it's picking up all
the details of
parts, all the details of my face there.
Yes.
Including eyes.
Eyes, everything in your face.
Facial shape.
Yes.
And the third monitor
will be compare your picture to the database.
Yes.
So if you see, you can see from this one, it will find me in the database. The accuracy of the face recognition is more than 99% correct.
This technology is so smart that you can try to disguise yourself, like with sunglasses.
Yes, they still can identify you.
Still can recognize you. Let's try it. Let's give it a go.
Yeah.
On go the glasses. Now, how on earth can that identify you like that?
Yeah.
So what it's done, it hasn't been fooled at all. It's picked up your face, can't see the eyes, but it's picked up your facial shape and matched it to an earlier photograph.
Yes, you're correct.
Tiandi's commitment to research and development is such that they've hired more than 800 experts to work on new solutions and applications. The Tiandi success is such that the company now ranks number 11 in video surveillance around the world. Finally, there's the universe of humanoid robots, with UBTECH a global leader. Based in the ultra-high-level technology city of Shenzhen, UBTECH has developed products for both business and educational users. The educational market includes the intelligent robot Alpha. Jessica Pan puts these intelligent robots through their paces.
Jessica, they're toys, but they're educational toys.
Actually, we call it educational robots instead of the toys because it's the type of the STEM curriculum products for our product line.
So you're very much intending these to be used by school children?
Yes, it is. It's very good educational products, robots for the kids, and you can bridge now the bridge between the parents also and the kids and education at home too, not just in the school. The educational market is a very big market and which is very good for the future.
Alpha 1 Pro is the new generation product of UBTECH.
UBTECH is spending big money promoting robots in the Western market.
Housing coverage in the chest and Alpha 1 Pro, your new fun, entertaining family member.
Another educational robot is Jimu.
We developed the Jimu robot, which you can build and play and share and code the robots by yourself.
The first thing we need to do is to build the small robots, build it up to make it. And we have a 3D graphic to teach students step by step. And every step we can drag to observe everything in every angle. Step by step, it's really easy to follow. And we have a test a 5-year-old child can follow this to build up a robot by its own.
But it's business applications that have allowed UBTECH to make significant advances.
So introducing Cruiser, and Cruiser has many AI functions.
Yeah, for example, like voice recognition and face recognition, and also the SLAM function, which is called navigation obstacles. So it can guide you to somewhere. And then also you can customize the UI and the software. So we provide SDK for the customization to meet the different business requirements. For the commercial robot now, actually we released just this year. And we had a manufacturer in the Yunnan, Kunming, and we already sold like 5,000 pieces around the world. The main market is in China now.
So what sort of work are those robots doing?
Actually, the robot is called Cruiser. So the main functions is like you can voice interaction, and also it has a face recognition. You can recognize your face and recognize when people come in. And also it has the SLAM function, which is we call navigation. So it can dance and for entertainment. So it can talk like a human.
Hello, James.
As UBTECH's Lynx robot demonstrates, the company has made big breakthroughs in digital servos, the core part of humanoid robots. There's no doubt that artificial intelligence will have a profound influence on everyone's lives in the future. China's assertive advances in this area will hasten the AI revolution. China is rapidly shredding its copycat image with innovation after innovation, and they're on the leading edge of much more to come. Chinese leader Xi has declared that China will become the leading player in science and technology globally, and must be the leading innovator worldwide by 2030. Other world business leaders are equally visionary. Bill Gates, the next tech boom could be even bigger. $1 trillion technology is coming. American businessman Mark Cuban, new technology is going to blow everything away. Warren Buffett, this new technology will have a huge social benefit. And Chinese watcher Jeff Raby.
How much China sees science as an area of great opportunity can be seen by the massive investment that's going into universities in China, institutes of technology. The investment's extraordinary. China sees knowledge and science as one of the key drivers of the economy in future. And in fact, that is a key principle in the recent policies announced at the 19th Party Congress by Xi Jinping. China's to become a knowledge, innovative economy.
New tech is going to help China out of its current bind, because while heavy industry has propelled China's economy through 3 decades of dizzying growth, it's reached its limits. And to escape the dreaded middle-income trap, China is needing to shift its focus from low-end manufacturing to other economic industries, namely the technological sector.
One of the standout areas of innovation in China cover a very big range of areas. I think principally in manufacturing. I think particularly you see it in the e-commerce space, and China now is predominantly an e-commerce market, but also in areas like social media, WeChat, the integration of fintech, financial technology, all applications driven through mobile phones, of which there's 900 million mobile phones in China now. It's quite a remarkable transformation. And again, one I don't think the rest of the world really properly appreciates, the scale and the speed. Whereas now in Beijing, for example, very hard in small shops and restaurants to pay with anything other than your WeChat phone through your QR code. Cash is going out quickly as this innovation through mobile payment system has moved very quickly.
China's economy has come a long way in the past 30 years. While there are still giant state-owned enterprises, a growing number of private companies operate very effectively in China today.
Is the Chinese government prepared to deliver the flexibility and freedom for innovation? In the big, heavy industry areas, China's probably becoming less entrepreneurial. State-owned enterprises are being strengthened rather than broken up. There's a big state presence in a number of sectors: transport, communications, energy. But 72% of the Chinese economy is private, and people forget that. And that's where you find entrepreneurship, businesses rising, falling, the whole process of creative destruction that's common to capitalism happens in 72% of the economy.
In the world of motor vehicles, two major changes are taking place, not only in China, but worldwide. First, electric cars are really starting to come into their own. And secondly, driverless cars are currently being produced en masse. China is embracing these two developments with vigour. Take a look at what's already happening in the southern city of Shenzhen.
Welcome to Transport of the Future. This is the Shenzhen Bus Company that has developed a fleet of these driverless buses. Now, we've heard all about driverless cars, but right now, driver in place in a testing mode, technology being worked out, but these are ready to hit the road, just waiting for approval from authorities. Look, Mum, no hands.
In these test runs through the streets of Shenzhen, the driver is ready to take over if the technology fails. But full approval is expected shortly, meaning passengers can expect no one at the wheel, just a spinning steering wheel automatically guiding their bus through peak hour traffic. As for driverless cars, they're already being approved for Beijing streets, and driverless vans are being built as well.
做了康尼克的首发之后呢，在中国得到了巨大的反馈。
In the northern port city of Tiandi, Iconic has gone into production with two models of all-electric, driverless vans. Iconic President Alan Wu is the brains behind this futuristic electric driverless vehicle.
Very stylised windows here, stylised bonnet. The whole shape is very stylised.
Because in the Middle East is 7, even in China 7 is lucky number. So we call Iconic 7, and we use many design for the 7 here. For number 7.
The name is your brainwave. Icon, IQ.
Yeah.
Icon, IQ.
Icon, IQ.
Iconic.
Iconic.
Translates well in English.
Yes.
In Chinese?
Iconic.
Iconic.
Yes. English,
So,
Chinese.
You're investing a lot of money in this.
Yeah. We just raised for this year, last round, it's a 1.2 billion RMB. Yeah.
1.2 billion RMB. Impressive.
Alan Wu's vision fits perfectly with the new high-tech age that is unfolding in China.
Why is China beating the world?
First of all, I think important is we work so hard. For Chinese people, we work so hard. That is the first important thing. And the second thing is in China, we open the market for a long time already. So we learn from the global technology a long time. Make the best product, you have to find the best partner in the world. That's the most important thing. And we spent like 2-3 years to make these things happen.
So tell us about this van. It's a new concept.
We give a new name for our cars. We call it SPV. SPV means smart passenger vehicle. From the day one, we focus on the passenger, not focus on drivers. All the cars will be changed for the robot car. It's no drivers. We are the first customer for the Microsoft, and so they launch in the America.
Alan Wu's van of the future will interact with its passengers.
The first thing is that the car will know you, because when you get in the car, connect with your phone. So exactly, the car will remember who you are. We can fix all 90% of the problem for the cars by the cloud. And the next thing, we have the many screen in the car. You can do the live conference call in the car. Also, you can shop in the car. In the future, we have the iconic, this unit, passenger cars. You never use your phone. Just get in the car, do everything, bigger screen, smart technology connect, voice control. It's perfect. That's like a person you can talk.
A new age vehicle demands new age power.
The other big thing, of course, is that your vehicles are not powered by petrol or diesel, they're powered by electricity.
A pure electricity car, yeah. It's no gas, no pollution. It's perfect.
So your dream is coming true, and technology is changing all the time. Driverless cars coming, technology improving with the deal you just done with Microsoft, changing all the time. So things are changing rapidly even while you're going into production. You have to be very, very flexible, do you not, in making your vehicles?
That's true. That is all the great company. That is we have two parts is important. The first thing you have to have the best person team. That's the most important thing. And the second one, you have the best supplier. It's a partner. That's the most important thing.
Production of the new iconic vans is well underway. They'll be on the roads within 12 months. With Alan Wu confident, he's impressing new customers.
So you talk there about customers. Your customers are going to pre-buy the cars. They won't go into a dealership. You'll already have sold the cars before they're even made.
Actually, we first launch Iconic is not in China. It's in California. It's in Pebble Beach. Pebble Beach is a car week. So actually, this is not a Chinese company go there because all the luxury cars, classic cars, supercars, concept cars. Well, the first time is 2006 last year. We launched is Iconic in the Pebble Beach Monterey Car Week. People shocked. People think this is SUV. This is one. People never think this before. This is a Chinese company. People never think about it before. Even at that time, it's a supercar. It's our friends, the owner for the company. They come to the stage, see what's this one. This is amazing. The first one, we focus on passenger. The second one, we have the best design in the world. The third one, we have the best technology in the world.
Alan Wu's driverless electric vans will have plenty of other vehicles to contend with. There are more than 150 million vehicles in China to transport its population of 1.4 billion people. The theory is that a road system with every vehicle automated will dramatically cut congestion as vehicles drive smoothly and at speed very close to one another. Driver training is in sync with these advances in automation. In the industrial city of Shenzhen, thousands of trainee drivers skill up in these driver simulation pods. More than 200,000 students train this way every year with the Shenzhen Zhongzhou Simulation Technology Company. The organisation is reinvesting 46% of its income into R&D, with virtual reality one of the areas of major research.
So Phoebe, this is the big new thing for driver education in China.
Yeah.
Virtual reality.
Yeah. The scene is much bigger than what we just tried now, the single screen. And this is, I say, 180 degrees. Is very wide. The scene is very wide.
I feel like I'm playing a big game, but of course this is serious training.
Yeah.
How many of these devices are you now manufacturing?
It's not in the market yet. We are just trying to make it better before we put it in the market.
So we are truly in the research and development stage of this particular technology.
Yeah.
We've seen the existing simulators that you're using, 200,000 students a year graduating from that. But in this particular simulation, still testing, eh?
Yeah, it's still testing.
And it's very accurate, very accurate. I've got to be very careful of not crashing this car. Sales are just here in Shenzhen, or you're in fact selling all over China?
Over China.
Whoop, 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 I've got a slide.
Slow down.
Whoa, now that was very real. I felt like I was really sliding there. I felt like I was almost having an accident.
As far as drones go, China's progress is impressive. Drones are now being used in a wide range of commercial applications, with one leader in the field, JTT Technology in Shenzhen. JTT Sales Director Coco Chen takes us through the applications their drones are being used for.
So the drone finds somebody drowning, what happens?
At this time, we will arrange the drone to carry our special device, which is customized for the Australian market. It's combined with the 4 parts: a loudspeaker, a searchlight, a camera, and a release platform to carry the rescue device. When we find the drowning person, we will drop the rescue device to the drowning person. When it touches water, it will be expanded automatically. And then the drowning person can do the self-rescue and wait the rescue team come to rescue him.
Police forces are already here in China, are using your drones, deployed over crime scenes.
It can carry some different payloads. For example, for the police, they can carry a thermal camera. Even at night, they also can watch it very clearly. Or to carry some special device like a zoom camera. When we want to find the criminals, we can check the target very clearly by zoom in. For the traffic surveillance, in China or in some other traffic department in the world, they prefer to use the zoom camera because when they want to find some illegal cars in front of them, they can use the zoom camera to check the target license number of the illegal cars very easily.
Tell us about the fire department, their usage with your drones.
For fire department, they can, for example, they can carry some special device to check if there are some toxic gas or some explosive gas. So by this way, they can avoid the unnecessary sacrifice and increase their working efficiency. Because for us, safety is always in the top one.
Safety is your foremost concern.
Yes.
You're able to use your drones to detect any gas leaks.
Yes.
Leaving it safe for the fire personnel to stay outside of that fire danger.
Yes, absolutely.
JTT Chairman Du Yongzhu says the company is relatively new, but already investing heavily in drone technology.
Tell us about JTT. How long has JTT been operating?
JTT was established in early 2015. It's a high-tech company that focuses on R&D and sales of industrial drones.
We're seeing that JTT is making major investments in research and development.
Yes, so we invested significantly in R&D on both cash flow and talents, and innovation is vital to JTT. We've invested nearly $40 million in technology development in the last 2 years.
We understand you're going public.
Yes, we're planning to go public in China or overseas between 2020 and 2021.
What about JTT philosophies?
We want to be the leader in industrial drones, entirely solve customer problems and retain our leading position.
As I understand it, JTT is looking at drone development into AI, a lot of research and a lot of new technological areas.
Our product is mostly used in life-saving, the army and police, especially for the overseas market.
Is JTT making the best drones in the world?
China's drone technology is leading the world currently, and JTT's technology is the leader in China.
Any plans for carrying people on your drones?
Depending on market needs, we'll develop products that can meet the needs of customers with our core technology.
The world of drones, yet another Chinese innovation that is making a big impact globally.
$996. 3 simple numbers that mean so much here in China, including at this company, LinkDoc. So many high-tech companies are using that philosophy, 996, meaning 9 o'clock start, 9 o'clock knock off, and 6 days a week. It's an attitude, a work ethic.
996 is a well-ingrained work ethic at LinkDoc, a leader in medical research. Their founder and CEO is Tony Zhang.
It means attitude, not only the hour we spend on the work, we want to do it faster and faster. We want to do the data care life job earlier to cure even specific one patient earlier, faster.
And in this new age job, you actually work in, you have no office of your own, you work in with the rest of the staff.
Yeah, actually we not only work together 12 hours a day, but also we work together, share the same room, we sit one beside one. I sit with all the staffs of our office. It means we can share the same room, we can discuss, even argue face to face to share the different opinion because we do from different background. Some from pharmaceutical industry, some from internet industry. And before we combine into one team, we can now do a new solution for the society.
LinkDoc is already servicing China's top 400 hospitals and aims to build the world's leading medical data platform. In just 5 years, and with an initial investment of $5 million, LinkDoc now employs a team of 800, tracks thousands of patients, and provides big pharmaceutical companies vital information.
We are using data resources and AI technology to make sure all the patients in hospital will be diagnosed and treated correctly. The second one is make sure all the patients will use good and new drugs. Make sure their new drugs grow fast and have the right situation on the site. The third one is we are going to use data resources and make sure all the patients can pay for their treatment.
So as I understand it, the service you're offering is basically shortcutting for pharmaceutical companies a lot of the research and patient tracking.
Yes. As we know, for pharmaceutical company, not only in China, but also all over the world, they are facing several issues. The first one is how to make sure their new drugs get approval fast and quantified. So it's really a tough problem for all the pharmaceutical. But by the help of the data platform, by the help of the real world data we own, we can make all the new drugs get approval faster and faster. Right now, we are collaboration with more than 400 hospitals, serving and tracking and managing about 500,000 oncology patients alive all over China.
Hainan, it's China's very own Hawaii. So much so, they even market it with the same look and feel. And look at the similarities. Tropical climate, beach resorts, and a forested mountain interior. There's even an American-style flamboyance in their light displays. And more than a touch of Dubai style in their resort buildings.
Tourism is very big business here in Hainan. 60 million tourists visit every year, most of them mainland Chinese, representing $15 billion in income every single year. That's increasing at the rate of 10% every year, 8.7% of the gross national revenue.
Venture down to the seafood square in the capital of Haikou, and you'll see thousands of people selecting their own seafood in giant tanks and taking it to surrounding restaurants to be cooked. Marketing manager of these markets is Ray Zhang.
Average is about 5,000 a day, especially in the weekend. We have, I guess, about around 8,000 people every day. In winter, the weather here is warmer than the mainland, so 20% of the visitors are coming from the mainland. Tourism is main industry for this island.
To cater for the influx of Chinese visitors, a swag of major international hotel chains have built enormous resorts around Hainan. In the capital of Haikou, for instance, this hotel has built seaside to cater for a wide range of visitors. Tourists, yes, but more importantly, the targeted market now is business people. In China, more and more women are beginning to take on top roles. And here in Haikou, it's Lily Zhang who's won the GM position.
Lily, thank you for inviting me here to this wonderful hotel.
Thank you. Thank you, like our hotel. Yeah, and a warm welcome going to the beautiful Haikou Marriott.
So the Marriott, of course, is a hotel, big hotel, 364 rooms, and you're attracting a lot of business people here.
This is really is a very big hotel, you know. We prepared the hotel for 8 months in 2014.
Designed for business people?
This design is not only for business people. Before this hotel is designed for a resort. We face to the very beautiful sea, and we have the big pool, and the kids club, and fitness. The design is from the Tang Palace of China history. Very big and luxury. I think it's better for the Chinese people profile, you know. And some people from here stay here, one a part of the business trip, another for the leisure people, and another from the exhibition center.
So Lily, what is the secret as a businesswoman? What is the secret of running a major business like this in Haikou?
I think actually have no secret, you know, just the owner and hard work. That's why our hotel, our team can get a very good performance about the market share in this market 3 years ago.
The hotel is one of many major resort-style hotels that are set up in Hainan. The Hilton, Pullman, Cactus Resort, Crown Plaza, Meridian and Intercontinental are just some of the top names that trade here. While business guests are staying at these modern contemporary establishments in growing numbers, more traditional buildings attract even more people. Such as the new tech revolution in China, the businesses that have succeeded in more traditional production are investing in totally new futuristic ideas. Take this company, China Industrial. They've made their fortunes over the years by producing plastic wrapping for everything from cigarette packets to chocolate packets for companies like Ferrero.
So plastic. China is famous for its plastic.
Right, we have been doing this for 27 years, and we apply this technology to cigarette packagings and food packaging, and for anti-counterfeiting product here in China and also in Vietnam and Southeast Asia country as well. That's a very good market for us, and every year we make about 60 million US dollars revenue and about $7 to $8 million for the profit.
Tell us about the hologram.
Well, this is a very unique technology we have invented for about 10 years. We are able to have the laser to apply to the film without printing and customize any logos and any pictures the customer wants. So we are simply apply to the packaging so it's easy to be identified from the customers. So it's very low cost, but very good anti-counterfeiting way for packaging.
Success in packaging, but with a new tech revolution underway, their visionary president, Xing Tao, has moved into new areas, like the smart home.
So the smart home, you've got everything from health monitoring systems here. You can monitor the water supply. There's security not only in the home, but also security in the entire housing development.
Yeah, this is very interesting idea here happened in this island. We want this all 5 systems to be embedded in the new home, in the new house, in the new community to create additional value to the home buyers. We believe that it's going to be a very big market for us.
Heart monitors, the smart home just has to have one.
So in the smart home, we're going to be able to monitor our health simply by plugging in, monitoring our heart rate. That's a smart home.
Yeah, and it can do more than that. It's helping you to understand the health of your heart, and it's in a continuing way. I mean, you can do it in a very simple way using a spare time at home. You can sit on the couch in the living room. You can sleep on the bed. You can check your bodies 24 hours anytime you want. And we do this relying on this smart equipment and make it smaller, embedded to the new house, and easy maintain. And it's It's a FDA approval system. So this whole report will coming out from time to time to remind you as an individual and remind the family as a whole, how good you are in terms of your body health.
Surveillance is yet another area that China is moving into. The company has already provided tracking cards for local school children.
Parents will buy the kids a card like this. So they put into positions like here. So the system will automatically detect the location of the kids. If the kids go out of the campus, we have a so-called electronic fence surrounded the campus. So we're going to have alarming message sending to the parents, to the school, and to the platform here to help to get the kids back to the home or to the campus.
The same tracking devices are already being used for following local garbage contractors and fishing boats.
To help them in terms of know where they are, provide emergency service to them, and to make sure they can go to the right way to the destination to put down the garbage, So there's many applications and opportunity under this Baidu navigation system.
We've seen enormous success for China in the 27 years since you were formed, but even so, you've decided that's not enough. You want to move into new fields.
So we are not satisfied with what we are today or was before. We want to do more business here in this island. And that's why we have invested money into healthcare system, into Baidu navigation system, into the housing system here in Ireland.
So you've created an entirely new research and development centre?
Right.
You've brought in staff, research staff from the mainland. Some 40 new staff are arriving shortly?
Correct. So we find this is a new, right way to attract talents from inland China, from Beijing, Shanghai, those first-tier cities, to come to the place to really spend efforts and money with us to go into the new sectors. So we are very proud and very exciting about the new futures of China industry.
So China successful now, China in the future with its new research and development could be even far more successful.
Wow, that's what we believe.
With the company's increased forays into non-core business initiatives, China promises to shine for many years to come. Like the rest of China, Hainan is speeding into the high-tech era at an astounding rate. Everyone, it seems, is connected, whether it be by car or internet. And the connection to the web calls for massive infrastructure support. One Hainan company that is going from strength to physically support the web explosion is the Maya Wire and Cable Company. Maya chairman is Xie Zhaohui. So the internet has driven your success.
The internet's been earth-shaking, liberating the workforce to the whole cable industry. With the rapid development of an intelligent grid as well as the internet, in recent years our business has also had big growth. We've developed a lot of new products for intelligent grid construction. For example, our main products are for high-voltage cables, but now we're able to produce special cables with information-based functions, including CB cables. Our business was started in the year 2000. Step by step, we grew up from a small company and from single product manufacture to become a diversified company. Today, we even supply ancillary facilities and services to smart power grids.
Reputation, above all, is key to survival in China.
Hainan is a small industrial province limited in size. Reputation is very important to us. People can easily find out if your product quality is not good in Hainan, and therefore we must make quality a top priority. Only if you have a good reputation will you be able to survive in China.
So from what I can see, quality is important, innovation is important.
Quality and innovation are the fundamentals of a company. If you want a company to live for 100 years, first, maintain quality, and second, be innovative.
For Maya Cable, the Chinese trade initiative, One Belt, One Road, has enormous potential for future growth.
And what opportunities for foreign investors are there in the Maya Cable Group?
I think under the Belt and Road Initiative, our company exports to other countries. We will need to cooperate with big local companies with technology exchanges and improvements, aided by product R&D. They all have a bright future.
After almost 20 years of substantial growth, Maya is now servicing a wide range of major Chinese enterprises, from the China Railway Construction Company to the China Southern Power Grid, from the Hong Kong West Coast capital to the Hainan Western High-Speed Rail. Hainan also boasts a thriving pharmaceutical industry. In Hainan's economic zone, the Qilu Pharmaceutical Company has set up a huge operation. Its facilities including substantial R&D facilities and production lines. Qilu develops and makes both generic drugs and active pharmaceutical ingredients. Their chairman is Liu Wenmin.
Tell us please what products Qilu makes.
Qilu Hainan Company mainly produces anti-tumour and cardiovascular drugs.
So what are the trends internationally for medicines, for pharmaceuticals? What are people needing more and more these days?
Our company focuses on developing products for neoplastic disease and heart cerebrovascular disease, which both endanger human health. We're quite experienced in this market. We develop products, for example, for tumour patients that have good results with lower side effects.
While Qilu is ranked number 8 in Chinese drug manufacture, it aspires for a bigger slice of action globally.
So you're big?
Not really. We're considered a big drug company within China. However, compared with international companies, we still need to work harder. We mainly export our products to the United States, Spain, the United Kingdom, Ukraine and Hungary.
Tour the vast grounds of the Qilu estate and you'll be impressed by the imposing R&D facility.
What are you targeting for when you make your pharmaceutical products for Chinese users?
There's an information department in our group where our staff gathers large amounts of information through the internet, while some other staff investigate at research institutions. Once we've collected a lot of information, we analyse what kind of drugs the market and patients need. There's a special department for approving new products, which decide what medicines we're going to develop after analysing and screening.
As for philosophy,
our company's philosophy is to express our love via technology. We have a saying, when my relative is sick, we use our medicines, and when my friend is sick, we also use our medicines. This way, we believe we can improve our product quality to be the best. Qilu's concept is to give patients confidence because our product quality is the best.
If you had to sum up your success in 2 words, what would your success be? 2 words.
Hard working and innovation.
Where do you see Qilu in 10 years?
Our current 10-year plan is to achieve sales turnover of $1 billion. Our products are sold to countries all over the world. Our motto is, there is our voice outside and there is our name in the country. I believe we'll be able to achieve this goal.
Qilu's expansion plans are formidable. It's grown to 9 production lines over 3 production buildings, which are securing international endorsement, as well as building a new drug research centre. Finally, there's Hainan's focus on encouraging high-tech business. As relatively small a province as Hainan is, it's still home to 9 million people, and its bustling city skylines pay tribute to its modern development. This is an island where authorities have created a high-tech development zone in the capital of Haikou. Zone Deputy Director is Wang Jiang.
Mr. Wang Jiang, pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
So you've created a special economic zone here in Haikou. What is it meant to do?
Haikou National High-Tech Development Zone is the only such zone in Hainan province. Its function and role is to encourage and support high-tech companies.
How many companies have you managed to attract here to this economic zone?
So far, there are 1,700 companies registered in the zone.
At Yingli Solar, our mission is green energy for all.
One of the companies that is thriving here is Yingli Solar Power.
美丽绿色的山坡，阳光照耀的戈壁，只要有太阳的地方，光伏发电就能带来绿色能量。
Tell me about Yingli Solar. This is one of your biggest and most prominent clients.
Yes, Yingli is the new energy company with photovoltaic business. It's a rather big company in the high-tech development zone.
Big it certainly is. Yingli has a 10% share of the global market with its Hainan facility, including a huge high-tech production operation and a large R&D centre. As a micronism of China, Hainan is a perfect example. With a population of less than 10 million people, Hainan is China's smallest province, consisting, as it does, as a series of islands in the South China Sea. But as far as futuristic China goes, Hainan is up there with the best of them. High-tech innovation is powering ahead on Hainan, a reflection of what's happening right across the Chinese mainland. China watcher Jeff Raby.
I see across a range of sectors, but China's moving rapidly up the high value-added manufacturing scale. We tend to think of China as being low value-added, cheap goods. That's changing. China's income's rising, wages are rising, exchange rates rising, and they have to move up the value-added chain in manufacturing.
For foreigners, China is proving fertile territory for major global manufacturers.
Interesting that China now, for example, for BMW, is its single biggest market, and they've got something like 3 major factories. Volkswagen's pretty much the same, Audi, so automobile sector, advanced electronics manufacturing, but also in the services area, financial services, but also luxury activities, particularly entertainment, sports, and so on. They've been very good over 30 years of open door and reform in attracting foreign capital and then building up their own domestic industries around it. And I think they continue to do that.
One major initiative that will open trade in both directions to Hainan and China as a whole is the One Belt, One Road deal.
It began as a way of finding for China strategic options for importing its raw materials and energy. Nearly all of China's imports of oil go through the Straits of Malacca. So they've sought to diversify shipping lanes and shipping routes. It's grown beyond that now into a vision of China very much leading world economic development through infrastructure investment.
For Hainan, infrastructure investment is very much pushing the southernmost province into the future. Just as the internet has revolutionised the world in communication, one company in China has developed its own internet system specifically for industry. The China Aerospace Science and Industry Group has set up Cassie Cloud to provide a range of services on the web. They've connected major companies across China to provide services that include making products in remote factories in real time from faraway locations. One of the brains behind Cassie Cloud is its Vice President, Zhu Shan.
The internet really seems to have come of age. You've only been going 2 years, and yet you've created this mammoth organisation. What's happening here?
Well, that's the internet speed. We've been growing really fast. Within 2.5 years, we've grown from 0 people to 2,000 people. That's impressive, but we still hope to grow much more faster than this.
So what's even more impressive is activity. We're watching right now real-time activity of people connecting and trading.
Yeah, we have 1.3 million registered users on our platform, all the companies across China. And on the platform, they're doing all kinds of transactions.
Right now?
Yeah, of goods, services, and they're trading their capabilities as well.
So this, in truth, is the industrial internet?
Yeah, the commercial internet connects stores to people, And the industrial internet connects factory to people as well.
So it's not just people, 1.3 million people talking to each other, but bigger numbers again with the number of machines that are communicating with one another.
Right, machines connecting to our platform and from our platform to other machines across China.
And so what is that achieving?
In the future, everybody would be able to do their own manufacturing online, place an order and a customized product, and the factory will be able to produce that just for you.
So what's happening here? We're seeing a real robot in one of the companies, one of your customers, and it's being replicated online, digitally.
Yeah. So this is the physical world where you see the live camera feed of the robot in one of our customers. And here is the virtual world where we recreate the robot with a 3D model. And with the data coming from the real factory, we use those data to drive that robot. So you can see the physical world and the virtual world together.
So as I see it, factory owners can look at this digital world and they can adjust their factories, their production lines, once they've tested it here digitally.
Yeah, exactly. Before they actually build their production line or adjust their production line physically, they can do it virtually with the computer modeling, do all the fine-tuning, optimization, and adjustment, everything else. After that, then you start building the physical product line. That saves a lot of time and a lot of cost.
Now again, in real time, we're watching what here?
Well, you're watching all our registered users distributed across China. Each blue dot is one registered user or one company, and the light blue ones are the active users, and the yellow dots are the users that are using our platform as of now.
It's mind-blowing, and it's the future. Where is this all going? Where are you taking this all?
Welcome to the industrial internet age, and in the future, everybody can manufacture their own goods. So that's our vision, and we're doing this under the big umbrella, what we call cloud manufacturing. That's our vision.
Cassie Cloud Chairman Zhu Xinlong emphasized the cultural value of Cassie Cloud.
The value of the company is information sharing, resource sharing, and capability sharing. The philosophy of the company is to allow the customer to make money and the staff to grow.
From the industrial internet to advances in 3D printing.
3D printing, it's one area of new technology that is moving into exciting new territories. From theatre props, like this fellow, 3D printing is now moving into the medical world in a very big way. Hospitals are now using 3D printing to create body parts ahead of operations, while bones are actually being used to implant into patients. One of the companies leading the way in 3D technology is Beijing-based Hori.
Beijing-based Hori 3D printing is producing printers used in applications, from creating prototypes ahead of manufacture to a range of devices used as movie props. Their production starts with their factory, where new printers are assembled, to their modelling studio, where all manner of creations are printed and painted to add realism. Hori General Manager is Zhang Hongquang.
Mr. Zhang, incredible detail that can be achieved in your 3D printers these days. Technology has really moved at an incredible rate, is it not, with 3D printers?
The technology of 3D print is actually a comprehensive technology. It's the integration of electronic, software, and mechanical technology. We now have our own independent software development team, as well as an independent electronic control development team, and a mechanical and an appearance design team. All these teams work together to complete our 3D printers. I've traveled to many countries to attend exhibitions.
These days, the 3D printers that you're manufacturing are being used for prototypes in a big way.
Currently, the technology has been used in the areas of medical, education, and aerospace. Some of our printers are used for making prototypes. Others are for small-scale productions. Hospitals are now trying to use this new technology. It's called digital medical. We work together with the Department of Orthopedics and dental in hospitals or academies of sciences and universities. They're actually testing the technology for cell printing and biological printing. The medical industry has an advanced speciality, so they use 3D printing quite fervently and will use it more and more.
Let's talk about numbers. How many of these 3D printers would you now manufacture in 1 year?
We manufacture a few thousand 3D printers every year. We wish we could be the best brand of 3D printer both in China and in the world.
One Chinese phenomena is the advent of the cashless society. Certainly cash is now the exception for most transactions in the big cities, with a flash of WeChat on users' mobile phones now the norm. And now cards are being replaced by facial recognition, as I experienced in a major Chinese bank.
Welcome to Banking of the Future. Cards, no longer needed. All you do need is to present yourself. The camera will pick up my face, confirm it is me, and allow this transaction to take place here at the China Merchant Bank, first in China to introduce this new technology.
Li Ping is the bank's assistant general manager.
We have 3 kinds of protections in place. First is facial recognition. Second is the user's mobile phone number. And the third is the customer's password. This technology is very convenient to customers because they don't need to take their bank card. They only need to show their face to the ATM camera to draw money. Yes, we're the first bank to use facial recognition technology for people drawing money. We started researching facial recognition technology in 2013. Since then, we have upgraded 10 editions of software and have tested 4 kinds of solutions for our ATM machines. At the end of October 2015, we first launched this technology at the Shanghai International Financial Expo, then promoted it to the rest of the country in 2016. Now, our banks in 106 cities are using this technology. Currently, we're the first bank using this technology in China. We believe this facial recognition technology will be introduced to all ATM machines at China Merchants Bank branches, as well as our competitors. I think facial recognition technology will come to be widely used in every field. However, banks require significant accuracy. Therefore, based on the technology we have bought from leading companies, we have redeveloped and innovated the technology.
In the northern Chinese city of Linyi, Shaanxi province, researchers have come up with a solution for their garbage. They're turning it into products. A local family has set up a private company called Zhufeng and built a factory where waste is turned into a range of new products, from bricks and fertilizer to plastics and window frames. Zhufeng chairman is Yuan Li. Now, you've come up with something quite revolutionary. Tell us all about it.
Our company has worked on the treatment of urban solid waste and developed new technologies. We have also developed technology on the treatment of sewage, recycling that. We invested in a plant in Shaanxi province, which is now in operation.
So this is a world first?
Yes.
So it's a world first around the world. I believe you have companies, including in Indonesia, Bali, that are quite interested in taking your product.
Yes, there are a few in Indonesia, such as Medan, its capital Jakarta, and Bali. We have signed initial documents to purchase equipment and supply a technical operation.
Tell me about the rubbish you're processing. You're making it into new products, byproducts.
Our core technology is to use automatic and intelligent mechanical control systems and combine technology with centrifugal, magnetic, sorting and vibration, decomposition of sewage and waste all at once. For example, we recycle the waste into plastic products, organic soil. We also use construction waste, such as glass and tiles, to make bricks. We can also process other waste, like bottle tops, tins, nails, etc. Sewage first needs to be biologically degraded and deodorized. This is to sterilize harmful bacteria. During the fermentation, there will be methane and carbon dioxide generated. After collection and purification, it becomes biogas, and it will be used to generate electricity. Meanwhile, there's also organic water generated. The recycling process can make liquid organic fertilizer and organic soil. Food waste can be made into organic fertilizer after degradation. So far, our products have been welcomed by the market.
Fishing is a pastime practiced by many Chinese, with these waters cleaned up to encourage big schools of fish. The water that flows here has been cleaned in the adjoining water purification plant, which has one big distinguishing feature: it's not visible at ground level.
What a peaceful, pleasant park we have here in the Hainan district just northwest of Beijing. Below us, though, is a water treatment plant treating some 50 million litres of wastewater every day and feeding it to the next door hydroelectric station.
The Beijing underwater plant is the only one of its type in northern China and treats 50 million litres of wastewater every day. Part of the Beijing Enterprises Group, their operating manager is Lin Haodu.
And finally, a demonstration of this process. Here's the untreated water, obviously quite polluted, quite murky, quite mucky. And after it's been treated, it comes out looking this crystal clear, all ready for commercial and industrial use in this district.
In global terms, China is making a breathtaking transformation into a technological and scientific superpower. This is the conclusion of the US National Science Foundation and National Science Board in their just released biennial science and engineering indicators. All the more remarkable because a quarter of a century ago, China's economy was tiny and its high-tech sector barely existed. The much-respected indicators report confirms a number of major developments in China. R&D spending worldwide every year is almost $2 trillion US. China accounts for more than a fifth of that. China's technical workforce has expanded dramatically. The annual number of graduates for science and engineers' bachelor's degrees has quadrupled in 15 years to 1.65 million, more than double the graduates in the US. And there's been an explosion of technical papers by Chinese teams, with more engineering papers from China than any other country. Not only has China technology expanded, it's become more ambitious, venturing into demanding areas like supercomputers and smaller jetliners. What we're witnessing is a global race for knowledge, with China hitching its economic wagon to advanced technologies like artificial intelligence, telecommunications and computers. Finally, in the western province of Sichuan, new technology can be seen at work in a company that specialises in medical robots. Founder and CEO of Borns is Dr. Li Yao.
15 years in the States, you've studied medical science and you've studied engineering.
Yes.
So you've brought all that expertise back and you've now created a company that is going to make medical robots for the Chinese medical system. What exactly is a Borns medical robot?
Born stand for the new life, bring the new life to the patient. So that's the slogan and also the dream of the company. So we build up the medical robot, particularly for the minimally invasive surgery clinical application in China. We want to make it easy to use, cheap to afford, and quick to learn.
After 18 months in practice, you're already practicing on animals?
Yes.
And within a year or two, you'll move back into human beings?
Right. We finished about 10 surgeries on animals, which gave us a very nice result. And we're very confident to move to the next level for the clinical trials. And we're hoping to get the system running in about 1 or 2 years.
So we're watching now this promotional video of yours, one of your machines working on this tomato as an experiment, but we're seeing just how precise that is.
It's very precise. Actually, we want to make it even more precise. It can suture on the tomatoes, which is about 0.1 millimeter. And in the future, we want to give them more technology to make it even more precise and easy to use and safe to use.
So let's talk in terms of production goals. You're hoping within 18 months to be producing something between 100 and 200 of these medical robots for the Chinese medical system.
That'll be a long-term goal. I hope we can get to 100 and 200 in about 2 years. But the Chinese market probably can take 10,000 of them.
So let's talk about the company, Borns.
Yeah.
You've been back 18 months, you've started this company, you've made rapid progress since.
Yeah.
Where's the money come from?
We have a venture capital and we have very nice men behind us, support this dream, and I really appreciate all their help.
Because you're telling me before this interview that in China, all things are possible.
Yes.
China makes things happen.
Yes, exactly. That's the great part about China, great part about Chengdu.
So a big appetite, as you say, for this type of technology.
Yes.
Big money already being invested in your company.
Yes.
And big dreams, big hopes on your part.
Right. But we're still a small startup. We hope to make this transition as quickly as possible.
10 years' time, where will Borns be?
10 years, we think. We started from Chengdu as a headquarters. We would like to have more branches in the other part of China. That's the first step. And then we'll probably have other branches in the other countries. And eventually, we want to have a big company that can make a medical robot as a standard system all over the world.
Okay, that's a very aspirational goal.
Yeah.
Starting relatively small here in Chengdu, wanting to export, wanting to have your products all over the world.
That's our goal, and that's the right path. We hope we can start right and move to the right direction.
Well, I wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much.
Good on you.
An increasing amount of the Chinese countryside these days is covered by solar panels just like this. Now, these days, 11% of China's total energy usage is covered by renewable energy. The Chinese government is investing big money, huge money, into renewable energy, so that by 2030, total energy usage will have risen to 20%. What vast arrays of solar panels and other renewable energy suppliers are addressing is China's huge appetite for power. More than 2/3 of the world's primary power is used in China, while the country remains the world's largest emitter of greenhouse gases. The number of solar panel producers in China is growing strongly, with more than 400 Chinese companies now in the business, including China's first solar panel producer, Yingli. For this long-term player, there's a certain military discipline in the air at their vast factory in the city of Baoding, 3 hours south of Beijing. For a long time, Yingli was the world's #1 manufacturer, time that has allowed them to develop a wide range of solar-powered products, including torches and batteries. Yingli General Manager Wang Gang is full of praise for the substantial government grants that allowed them to commence production 2 decades ago.
You know, Yingli is the first Chinese factory, and we call factory, to manufacture the solar modules. I remember in 1998, so at that time, the Chinese government gave us some support for this a tough time.
A very timely start to begin producing solar panels, very, very timely, given what's happened with the environment, because this is now a world focus, very much a big focus here in China, and Yingli has been able to capitalise on that.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's really for the solar. I think the solar electricity is good for the environment, no doubt. At that time, almost all export to Europe, with our market about 97% abroad.
What are you doing in terms of research and development?
You know, 10 years ago, almost $4 US per watt.
And now?
Now only 0.3, 0.35, 10 times down, about 10 years. I think this contribution from the, not only Yingli, maybe many manufacturers from China and all the world to give more development for the technologies to reduce the price, the cost.
So let's look at some Yingli figures. How many people do you employ these days?
30,000.
What value does Yingli have these days?
Nearly 20 billion.
That's $4 billion US. That's a very substantial capital. You're a big business. So what do you attribute the great success of Yingli as a business?
The first one in China to do this business also have a very good team, not only Chinese people, some guy from US, European countries, even Australia, and a very good team. And also we have a very good culture.
How much wattage are you producing in your factory every day?
That 10 megawatt per day.
Okay, so this is a very, very big production.
Yeah, you know, at the beginning, every year, 1 year, we only produce 3 megawatt per year at the beginning. But now 1 day, 10 megawatt, 3 times then per year.
So what about company philosophy? Do you have a mantra, a philosophy for your staff?
I think we can explain how to your employees as these 3 like. One is like family, another like military, the third like school. That is our philosophy.
So you want to get better at your technology, make the machines cheaper and more efficient. You want to look after your staff and you want to look after the environment.
Such as Yingli's commitment to employees and their families, they've built a big theme park with exotic African animals. And themed dinosaur exhibits. They're also building a new village in Yixian County, which will generate its own electricity and be carbon neutral.
One of Yingli's innovations is to create glass panels with these solar arrays that they use to clad their buildings, their walls, their roofs, and to produce enough electricity to heat and cool their buildings and to feed back into the grid.
Solar vehicles are another Yingli innovation. Cars and battery bicycles that are powered by the sun. Even the golf buggy used to get us around Yingli headquarters.
Now we notice at your factory you've got a car that's got a solar panel on the top. Is this for production?
Yeah, it's our future production. As we cooperate with some car factories together, we want to do some more, not only like the solar plant, to do some things as the car, to use solar electricity. Now we just developed this one.
So you're seeing the solar panel on top. It's generating electricity. Electric cars are in fact the vehicles of the future, are they not? And so a solar panel, a Yingli solar panel on the top of a vehicle That's very much an exciting prospect for the future.
I hope so.
China is a clear leader in wind power generation. There are more wind turbines here in China than anywhere else on Earth, and that number is growing rapidly.
Wind farms are being erected at a staggering rate across China, with their output being more than doubled in the 5 years to 2020. By that time, wind power will account for 6% of China's total electricity generated. At Lake Guanting, 2 hours west of Beijing, the shores are lined with 124 wind towers. Chief engineer is Zhu Zhenchao.
Where we erect each wind generator has been carefully calculated to get the highest wind speed. The position of each windmill should ensure it reaches its optimal power generation. As a result, we line up the windmills along both the south and the north banks of Guanting Lake. Using terms from the world of wind farms, it's called micro-sitting selection. Every windmill was positioned through precise calculations so that it can generate maximum power. The capacity of one single windmill is 1,500 kilowatts per hour, and that is, when the wind speed reaches 12 meters per second, a single windmill can generate 1,500 kilowatts every single hour.
And all over China, more and more wind turbine stations starting all the time.
Yes, now that clean energy is developing on a large scale, including wind power and photovoltaic power. For instance, wind power is being developed extensively because wind energy is clean energy. Both wind power and photovoltaic power are pollution-free. Wind power generation is not as stable as thermal power, since it relies on the wind. When the wind is blowing at its strongest, more power will be generated. Less wind means less power.
So many, many more wind stations opening across China.
Yes, currently every province and city is building wind power stations.
You make your living from the wind. How do you feel about the wind?
We like wind, because when there is wind, we can generate power.
Hydroelectricity is China's biggest source of renewable energy. Right now we're on the Min River in central Sichuan province. This is one of 27 dams already completed or being built. This one providing both water and electricity to the capital of Chengdu.
The Three Gorges Dam spanning the Yangtze River is the world's largest power station by far, and yet it's one of only 87,000 dams in China. With vast mountain ranges and numerous rivers, China has the largest potential in the world for hydropower. Hydro dams now generate 16% of China's electricity. In Sichuan province, the Zhengpu Dam and hydro station supplies both water and electricity to much of the province, including the capital Chengdu. The original dam was built here 2,000 years ago, with the new dam and its water electricity supplies vital to the region.
Water is the first element to Jiangdu, a city of abundance. With the construction of the Dujiangyan water conservation project, Jiangdu has been getting good water supplies. 2,000 years ago, Li Bing and his son built the first Dujiangyan Dam. Since then, Jiangdu has had no flood damage, but has been blessed with rich natural resources. A good water supply has allowed food suppliers to meet the public demand. As well, water has irrigated the crops for raw material and ingredients for making meals. Therefore, when Chengdu people enjoy their beautiful food, it is actually the result of the great Dujiangyan water conservation project.
Well, natural gas is another fuel of the future here in China. Consider this, we're in the bowels of a big city office block in the middle of Beijing. This unit here is taking natural gas. It's come all the way from areas as far away as Kazakhstan, up in Russia. This is converting that natural gas into electricity. Another unit here doing the same thing. And this unit over here is creating heating in the middle of winter and cooling in the middle of summer, servicing more than 10,000 people.
China's consumption of natural gas is surging as Beijing authorities curb the use of coal. Prices are skyrocketing, with China importing 85% of its LNG from Australia and pipelines laid into Myanmar and eastern Russia. Natural gas will soon account for 1/10 of China's energy needs, with individual apartments and office buildings across China installing their own control rooms. Beijing Enterprises is one major player in the natural gas field, supplying services to 29 provinces, like this control room, and servicing 25 million gas users.
We have two subsidiaries to supply natural gas. One is the Beijing Gas Group, and the other is the China Gas Group. These two companies supply natural gas to more than 200 cities throughout China. In Beijing, apart from using gas for cooking, most gas is used for heating and generating power. This has saved a lot of coal. In fact, replaced coal. It's played an important role in improving the environment and eliminating smog.
Natural gas, yet another of China's future energy sources.
One giant Chinese conglomeration that's powering ahead in so many critical areas like new technology, water management and electricity generation is Beijing Enterprises. They're like a giant octopus with tentacles in so many diverse areas.
In the area of waste and electricity, Beijing Enterprises has built this supersized facility on the outskirts of Beijing. The Beijing Goan Twin Waste-to-Energy Plant. Its job to convert the city's garbage into electricity. Chief engineer is Li Huang.
We just treat the waste using the incinerator and waste heat boiler and turn it into steam and then use the steam turbine to generate power. We call this waste to energy.
Waste to energy, and it's a concept that has two benefits as I see it. Number one, you're reducing pollution, you're getting rid of all that rubbish, burning it off. And two, you're generating electricity.
Yes, that's it.
And so how many homes would benefit from what you're doing in this operation?
I think for this plant, it generates 720 megawatt hour of the electricity, while with 15% of them is for self-use, and the rest will sell to the power grid. So it's around 5,000 homes.
The process here starts when loaded garbage trucks arrive to be weighed. The government pays them to take that waste. The trucks then back in and unload. Inside, a hall bigger than an Olympic stadium. Two Star Wars-like contraptions are manoeuvred together to swoop and pick up some 8 tons of rubbish at a time. That is then dumped into an incinerator that burns constantly. The steam generated then powers giant turbines, which in turn generate electricity. A gigantic enterprise. Waste to energy.
This station is built in 2008. It's a project for the 2008 Olympic Games held in Beijing. The flue gas cleaning system can remove the hydrogen, chlorine, sulfur dioxide, dust, dioxin, and heavy metals from the flue gas and then goes to the stack. Emission limits can meet the requirement of the EU regulation.
So it's a clean power station?
Yes, it's clean.
So a station like this very friendly to the environment?
Yes, we do think so. Only because, the flue gas emission is lower, the energy is used, and there's no other bad impact on the environment, while with limited occupation of land.
Green energy is also powering cars of the future. Take this Tesla, running on electricity derived from a process whereby methanol and water are mixed in a methanol reformer to produce hydrogen that in turn generates electricity. We're at the Guangdong Hydrogen Energy Company, watching cars refuel this way. Company chairman Edward Huang says all his cars, including the Tesla, use the methanol to hydrogen formula.
This car usually before as the new green car, with our reformers, we turn like the methanol and the mixture of the water into the hydrogen, and then with our technology, fuel cell technology, turn hydrogen into the electricity. Therefore, for this car is totally green, very environmental friendly. Also, the gas is very affordable. It's only 1/4 and 1/3 of the general petrol.
This methanol to hydrogen to electricity fuel has distinct advantages.
Not only cheaper, also very environmental friendly. There is no PM 2.5 particles emissions. It's very clean.
What you're doing in the factory is taking the methanol from what source? Where are you getting the methanol?
Actually, there are different sources we can get methanol. One is directly from the coal, and the second we can from the biogas, bio-waste. All those bio-waste from the cities we can turn into the methanol.
Already, Edwards' company is producing fuel cells powered this way in remote communication towers right across China.
So in generating electricity, the first thing you're doing is generating electricity for telecommunications towers?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, telecommunication tower is one of our niche market. Therefore, we supply some remote area, there is no grid. Therefore, we supply electricity for those towers as the major power.
So where there's no grid, you'll take in your batteries, you'll take in the methanol fuel, and basically you're powering up those telecommunications towers in very remote regions off the grid.
Yeah, because those remote areas, they do have some people who need telecommunications, and they need to use a cell phone or talk with the people, some emergency, some issues. Therefore, they do need those signals. Therefore, we supply the power to help them to generate the electricity and maintain the stations operating.
Future energy is very much what you're focused on.
Yeah, exactly. We will call the future like the methanol economy would be the bright future of all the energy area.
There's no doubt that China has an insatiable and growing need for power of all types. For electricity, China uses almost 40% of world consumption. China's booming economy needs lots of power to keep its manufacturing muscle flexing. The world's fastest growing major economy is still remarkably stable, despite a slowdown.
Does China see a gap in world leadership, and not just in the climate change area, but also in terms of trade liberalisation? And it's an opportunity for China to become much more of a world leader and world player. Yes, I think that China sees an interesting moment now, one that I think they were not expecting or anticipating, where the US has stepped back on some of these big global issues, climate change, free trade, and an opportunity for China to step in and show world leadership in these areas.
Undoubtedly, China's rapid expansion of renewable energy facilities is part of President Xi's push for an energy revolution. It is certainly accelerating the global push away from fossil fuels. China has a clear ambition to lead the world in electric cars. In the past 5 years, they've spent billions of renminbi subsidising the electric car industry, with both consumers and car makers receiving generous subsidies, tax exemptions and incentives.
The Chinese government have invested very heavily in this all-electric technology, charging stations now right across China, and buyers of these all-electric vehicles with those green-friendly environmental plates can have those vehicles registered immediately, compared to buyers of petrol vehicles, the conventional vehicles, that have to wait a long time, a lottery process, and charge a lot more.
By 2020, there'll be 5 million electric cars on the road, with electric car production up by 50% last year. Electric power is not the only difference in some models.
Electric cars, not just electric, but can operate by remote control. Helps you in tight parking situations. Off we go. Ease of parking with that remote control. Into gear and off we go.
Beijing residents wanting to buy conventional petrol cars have to wait years, but with electric cars there's almost no restrictions.
One of the first things you notice driving an electric car is just how quiet they are and how much power, instant torque. Look at that acceleration, will you?
One of China's leading manufacturers with electric cars is BYD, short for Build Your Dreams. Backed by Warren Buffett and in production partnership with Daimler, BYD has 32% of China's electric car market. BYD sales director is Lu Yanbin.
Electric cars, cars of the future.
Yes, it's the future of Beijing and the future of the Chinese market. In this shop, approximately 80% plus are pure electric cars, with the market for petrol-powered cars very small now. The government offers big subsidies to these new energy cars. State government subsidies are 44,000 renminbi, or about $9,000, and local governments put in half that again. Altogether, that's 66,000 renminbi, or $13,000. A very supportive policy.
What do you see as the advantages of an all-electric vehicle?
There are lots of advantages. Firstly, it protects the environment. Secondly, the cost of maintenance is lower. Most importantly, there's environmental protection. And also, the power is strong and battery recharge doesn't take a long time. The fastest recharge takes 2 hours. A normal recharge takes 7 hours. For customers who buy BYD's electric cars, we install a charging station for them at no cost. Government agencies also encourage the installation of these charging stations, while the management of apartment blocks are also actively cooperating. Our market share in Beijing is about 32%. This means we take a 1/3 share of all new energy cars sold. That's a rather big share.
Measures the Chinese government have taken include banning the production of more than 500 models of heavy polluting cars and investing $60 billion in electric car subsidies. While autonomous vehicles are still to be officially permitted in China, with a standby driver in place, many manufacturers are into production anyway, confident laws will be relaxed. In the southern tech city of Shenzhen, the Shenzhen Bus Group is testing 4 driverless models.
Technology being worked out, but these are ready to hit the road, just waiting for approval from authorities. Look, Mum, no hands.
For startup truck maker Too Simple, their driverless trucks are being tested all over China and being sold and used in Arizona. It's seen as a lucrative new way of hauling goods, with the promise of lower costs, reduced accidents, and improved efficiency. And then there's Iconic. They're already mass-producing driverless electric passenger vans, with founder Alan Wu so confident of big sales, he's only taking pre-orders.
A pure electricity car. Yeah. It's no gas, no pollution. It's perfect.
So what do you see as the 3 big advantages of your vehicle?
The first one, we focus on passenger. The second one, we have the best design in the world. The third one, we have the best technology in the world.
Then there's high-speed train travel, not only extremely popular with Chinese travellers, but also lucrative. Most services are fully booked, with the popular Beijing to Shanghai route used by nearly 600 million people last year, netting $1 billion in profits.
With 1.4 billion people to transport, the high-speed rail network here in China is by far the biggest in the world. Right now, we're flashing between Beijing and Shanghai at speeds of over 300 kilometres an hour. We'll make that trip in just over 4 hours.
The new Beijing-Shanghai trains are known as Fuxing, or rejuvenation, and are capable of speeds of up to 400 kilometres an hour, making the train the fastest in the world. Symbolism of that is that it implies the strength of Chinese train technology and science. A super-fast ride on the bullet train from Beijing delivers us to a major manufacturer of high-speed trains.
Steam train to bullet train. How quickly China's train transport has moved in the last century. We're in the port city of Qingdao at a train maker that produces almost 50% of China's modern trains.
This is the headquarters of CRRC Qingdao Shifang, set up almost 120 years ago by German investors. With a workforce of 12,000 and producing more than 208 carriage trains every year, company general manager Ma Yongshang is proud they're one of China's big four train makers.
So the high-speed rail network in China now is the largest by far in the world, and a lot of it is covered by your trains.
是的，在中国的这个高速 44% of all high-speed trains in China come from our factory, Sufang. 那么 Of every 10 high-speed trains in the world, 6 come from China.
占了全世界的60%. So this is a massive revolution in terms of transport in China, going from the trains to this train, massive revolution.
是的，我们把这个 Yes, indeed. We call the development of high-speed trains a time of intense emotion. There's been a period of rapid expansion in which people worked very hard. For sure, they're very proud of their achievement. On average, we produce 200 sets of high-speed trains every year. This number will vary depending on the orders we receive. Our company, Sufang, is the largest manufacturer of trains and railway transport equipment in the world. Apart from making 200 sets of high-speed trains every year, we also manufacture around 1,000 underground trains every year. In fact, we didn't let our current train run at its top speed. However, back in 2015, we had 2 trains pass each other at 420 kilometers an hour. That was on the line between Zhangzhou and Zhuzhou. But that wasn't the highest speed. Before then, we ran one of our high-speed trains, the CRH 380A, at a speed of 486 kilometers an hour. That was in December 2010, making it the highest speed train in the world.
Is the speed of your trains limited by the tracks? If the tracks were even better, could your trains go even faster?
Certainly, we have positioned Shufang to provide solutions to meet our customers' requests. Whatever our customers' requirements, we're certainly able to produce the product for them. Apart from our current production of high-speed trains, we're researching production methods for maglev trains, magnetic levitation trains, capable of 600 kilometers an hour. China is a huge territory which needs a variety of solutions to meet travelers' extensive demands for quick and convenient transport. I think we can say it. One is because of the rapid rate of development in technology in China. The other is the broad demand from users. Geographically, China is enormous. We have laid the biggest rail network in the world. Now the total length of trains in China is 25,000 kilometers. If I want to make trains run smoothly across the network, we must meet a broad range of requirements, from high to cold temperatures, from windy and dusty conditions
to high humidity. Therefore, it's a great challenge to our technology. To overcome these challenges will require a higher standard of technology. If we're able to achieve these solutions with high reliability and high safety, we will continue to lead the industry.
Xifang is a highly productive operation with 6 carriages completed every single workday. With a motto of integrity through excellence, Xifang trains have travelled more than 2 billion kilometres. That's 50,000 times around the Earth.
To introduce advanced technology and management, the key is innovation. Because technology changes rapidly, and demand also changes as society changes, these innovations come as we improve our standards. Innovations come from a combination of complex requirements. Only if you can both be timely and highly efficient in integrating advanced technology and management methodology will you be able to achieve these innovations. Now, the 4 vertical and 4 horizontal systems of the National Railway Network have already been established. As the next step, China has planned 8 vertical and 8 horizontal systems of the National High-Speed Railway Network. What this means is that the new network will comprise 8 north-south vertical corridors and 8 horizontal corridors running east-west, almost doubling current capacity. Under the National Chinese Network, there are intercity railway networks, where each city will establish their own local railway network. This will form a comprehensive, multi-dimensional traffic system. Under this system, China will look more like a super-sized city, when we all travel around the entire country by high-speed train. It's as easy as traveling on the subway. However, it might still not resolve fundamental issues because people are demanding even faster travel more efficiently. That's why we decided to research even faster travel. For example, we are now working on the 600 km/h magnetic levitation train. We're going to fast-track our plans to meet demands in the big cities. As part of a comprehensive train system, we'll build airways, magnetic levitation trains, and high-speed trains, the holy trinity of train travel systems.
China's next big transport ambitions are sky high. Its space program is highly secretive. It is known that China's second space station, Tiangong-2, has a planned launching in the next 18 months. China is already gearing up big time with airline production. A big range of military and civilian jets and helicopters are already airborne. But the truly big investment is with China's homemade passenger plane, the C919. Beijing is investing $1 trillion to take on Western airlines, with the narrow-bodied twin-engine C919 currently undergoing test flights and due to be flying within 2 years. One Chinese company involved in both the aerospace and plane manufacturing business is Beijing Enterprises. Their vice chairman is Li Yongqing.
China's aviation market has a bright future. We're backing the Beijing airline business.
We're looking in your office here at a giant model of a rocket, a space rocket. Beijing Enterprises has a hand in that?
Yes, there is a company under our group producing aerospace-related products such as laser technology and ranging technology. We're also cooperating with them to transfer their technology into energy areas.
Beijing Enterprises is a major player in other fields as well.
Our main business focus is urban infrastructure. We're involved in urban energy supply, urban water supply, wastewater treatment, urban environmental sanitation, garbage incineration, power generation, etc.
How did you get to be so diverse and so big?
In the beginning of our company's operation, we set our philosophy as make life better. Therefore, we integrated our ability in the area of fundraising, technology, investment, construction and operation.
What value these days would you put on Beijing Enterprises? How much are you worth?
Beijing Enterprise Group did very well in 2017. The turnover exceeded 100 billion yuan, and total profit reached 10 billion yuan. That's about $2 billion. Our company motto is to make urban life better, especially in areas like water treatment. Our motto is water, life, love.
Shipping is another major area of transport in China. With 20 deep-water harbours along its 14,000-kilometre-long coastline, shipping cargo around the world has accelerated at such a rate that China is now the world's top handler of containers. But if there's been a transport revolution involving shipping, vehicles and trains, there's a movement afoot in a far older and more conventional mode of transport as well.
Back in the 1980s, 4 out of 5 Chinese rode push bikes. That number has since dropped dramatically to 1 out of 5, in line with the boom in the Chinese economy. Well, there's a resurgence led by these push bikes lining the streets in most Chinese cities.
The mass bikes are rentals, GPS enabled. Flash your smartphone to scan a code, take a ride, then leave and lock the bike wherever you choose. It's a bike share system which is proving extremely popular, a billion-dollar revolution that has already transformed the look and feel of cities around the country, with more than 100 million apps downloaded and billions of rides taken on millions of bikes. It's a concept that Chinese startup companies are now exporting to cities around the world, one that is gaining a backlash with dump bikes cluttering footpaths. Rental bikes aside, China's transport revolution is having a positive impact in other countries, as Jeff Raby explains.
What impact China's own investment in transport will have on the rest of the world, I think overall will be quite positive. For electric vehicles, the cost of these will come down most quickly in China because of the size of the market, and you can get scale economies. And similarly with the fast trains, China's now building high-speed trains in many different parts of the world. One thing China has achieved, which is quite remarkable, is the capacity to mass-produce major civil engineering works, like a train system. So everything becomes standardized, and they roll it out, and they repeat it, and then the marginal costs fall. You saw that a decade ago when they started replacing their old power stations with 600 megawatt coal-fired power stations. All over the country, they're identical and standardized, and so the cost falls quite dramatically.
It's a lazy Sunday afternoon at People's Park in the Sichuan capital of Chengdu. An opportunity to charm your sweetheart out on a rowboat. Dance your heart out in an open-air performance. Or take in the talents of the tea-pouring artist.
We have the dominant Han culture, which accounts for 85% of the population. There are many minorities. In absolute numbers, they're very small. But even with the Han culture, you have in the north Mandarin, Putonghua speaking people, in the south in Guangdong, Cantonese speaking people, and a huge diversity of food, even within the dominant Han culture.
Like all aspects of Chinese life, cuisine is heavily influenced by geography and ethnic diversity.
So everywhere we're going here in China, every province we go to, we see such a rich diversity of food. How important is food to the Chinese culture?
There's a saying in China, people regard food as heaven. Chinese food culture mirrors its history. You will experience that in Peking duck restaurants and other restaurants.
The sheer abundance of restaurants in Chengdu and the passion of diners to frequent them is overpowering.
The restaurant business in Chengdu is flourishing. There are over 40,000 restaurants and more than 600,000 people who are working in this industry in Chengdu.
With so many restaurants, there's tough competition amongst chefs to come up with something different. Wang Xinru is one of China's hottest young chefs.
其实我从小喜欢做。
I've loved cooking since I was young. But now it's not enough to be just a cook. It's necessary to do something that has global popularity. You have to learn management, because good management combined with good food will allow you to be more successful, serving more people and friends with good gourmet food.
Your restaurant is known as Futuristic, and of course that's the famous dish with a 100-year heritage.
Futuristic is a famous dish of Sichuan. It means pork lungs in chili sauce. It's also the name of our restaurant. While other restaurants sell this dish, we are the authentic one.
So we see the famous dish, but we see also that you have taken the Sichuan cooking and dishes and recipes, and you're adding your own innovations.
Yes, this Futuristic is made in the traditional way of cooking. These two are also traditional Sichuan dishes, but evolved and are displayed in a different way. They all taste like traditional Sichuan food.
Because food plays such a very vital part in Chinese culture.
Correct, especially Sichuan cuisine. It's one of 4 famous cuisines in China. Now there's the possibility for us to be number 1 in all 4 cuisines. You can find Sichuan dishes everywhere. People from all over the country like to eat Sichuan cuisine. People are excited by its spicy taste, excited like how you felt just now. All young people like Sichuan food. This dish is a traditional Sichuan dish called fish dressed with spicy bean sauce. We split a whole fish body into 2 dumpling-shaped dishes. When we take them to our customers, they're surprised and ask us why there are 2 dumplings. But when they eat them, they realize they're the taste of fish dressed with spicy bean sauce. In fact, I also added Sichuan thick broad bean sauce too, as broad bean paste is the soul of Sichuan cuisine. We must have it in the dish. Please take some, then eat it in one bite.
I'll follow you.
Yeah. 然后一口吃掉。看着很像饺子的皮。
It looks like dumpling skin, but the radish can help neutralize the grease from salmon and make it feel real crisp and tasty.
脆爽的感觉。
We have rich cooking materials in Sichuan. The older generation chefs are very smart. They've developed various kinds of tastes. Sichuan food has the most taste. 12 different tastes in the past, but now we've developed more than 20 tastes. Kung Pao is a typical Sichuan taste. People throughout the world like it. Therefore, we blend Kung Pao taste into beef. Serve as Kung Pao taste with Australian beef. Have a taste, please. Let me cut it for you.
And it's not only the fine Australian beef, as you say, but also the sauce.
A bit sour and a bit sweet.
Melts in the mouth.
For Chengdu's business leaders, marketing their successful style of food is their top priority.
In recent years, Chengdu has made a lot of efforts to promote its food brands and introduce Sichuan food to the world. For instance, we have held a Chengdu Food Festival in San Francisco for 2 consecutive years. We've also held food-related events across the United States and Spain. This has helped us further enhance Chengdu's food reputation overseas.
As the Chinese economy booms, Chinese people have far more money to spend on things like entertainment. Movies are booming here in China, especially here in Qingdao. We're at the Qingdao movie metropolis. $10 billion injected into this project alone.
The vast production site of the movie metropolis is being constructed by Wanda Studios and is funded by one of China's wealthiest men, Wang Jinling. This year alone, 6 major Hollywood productions are being filmed here, with big stars like Nicole Kidman having already worked here. President of Wanda Studios Qingdao is Sun Hengxin.
We have the Wanda Mall, Wanda Theme Parks, 4 hotels, yacht club, Grand Theater, and show theater even. So we have a coastal bar street. So it's a huge project. We have made agreement with the biggest investment of Chinese movie history, that is Fengshen Trilogy. The investment will be roughly about 3 billion yuan Chinese renminbi. And the crew will stay here for at least 1.5 years. They will use 11 studios. We have 30 studios up to now, and 10 studios are still being built. By the end of the year, there will totally be 40 studios.
How important is movie making to the Chinese people?
Personally, I believe that when people's income or our per capita income has reached to $8,000 this year, so people's demand for cultural products will be huge. So this is the right time for Wanda Studios or the movie metropolis of Qingdao to do its job to create the best products spiritually for the Chinese people. So all the studios was designed by the world top-class technical companies. We have already shot movies like Great Wall, a movie by Chinese directors and Hollywood movie stars. And last year we shot a movie here called Pacific Rim Uprising, and it's also a joint effort between Chinese company and legendary entertainment from Hollywood.
What's in the pipeline? What's ahead for Wanda?
Wanda Film Group has been concentrated on filmmaking, not only the studios, not only the hardware, but the software. So we are building a post-production center now to attract more filmmaking companies to come to this metropolis. We do not only offer the studios, so now we are offering services or IT infrastructure, like we put one acceleration services to the filmmaking companies to ensure they will send their contents from here to anywhere in the world at the maximum speed and in a very, very secure way. And also we have the internet infrastructure here was planned, designed, and operated exactly according to MPAA standard. And here we have a digital lab. We call it Wanda Digital Lab. The lab was equipped with very good top-class facilities that will make sure the companies who have post-production will use these facilities or use these services. So like pre-dubbing, mixing, and DI, VFX, ADR, and Foley, cutting, editing. So all these services will make sure the filmmaking company will get the best services. It's really a time for China to grow this full television film industry.
One measure of China's meteoric move to modernise is how the Chinese dress. Gone are the blue Yatsen suits introduced by Chairman Mao as a form of national dress in the 50s, replaced by contemporary clothing. In the world of fashion, China is making a statement, as witnessed in the stylish garments created by China's top fashion designer, Chu Yan.
In global fashions, where is Chinese fashion?
Frankly speaking, the modern Chinese fashion profession started quite late in global terms. The concept of fashion design only surfaced in China in the late 80s. That's when the whole Chinese fashion industry actually started, the late 80s. That means the profession has only had a relatively short history, 20 to 30 years. Such a short time span to create world-class designs and clothes, it has been a challenge, but we have risen to the task. Compare that the Western fashion profession, which has had more than a century to blossom and develop. It is a very short period. But given that short time span, Chinese fashion has evolved extremely quickly. Like other industries in China, the speed of change has been dramatic, significant. Although there's no great influential Chinese brand on the world market yet, we see more and more Chinese fashion designers and brands appear on the world fashion stage over the most recent 5 years. World Fashion Week was a big showcase. Chinese designers were able to show their brand and new releases. At World Fashion Week, our Chinese designers were recognized by their peers and leaders in the world fashion community. The speed of development amongst Chinese designers is increasing quickly, and their influence is growing.
So, what influence is Chinese fashion having on global fashion styles?
To be honest, the influence of Chinese culture, art, and fashion is being elevated. This is in line with the elevation of our country's economic ability and role. China's fashion design and fashion industry are exactly the same. For example, if we go back 1,000 years to China's Tang Dynasty, the clothing then had a big influence on global fashion. What is now known as Xi'an was then called Chang'an, the ancient capital of more than 10 dynasties. People from all over the world went to Chang'an for new trends, new inspiration, new technology, and new styles. It was the equivalent of traveling to New York and Paris today. So the world is turning. I think in the near future, no matter whether it's Beijing or Shanghai, China will be a major fashion capital, pride of Chinese fashion brands and fashion designers. At that stage, China will truly be a global fashion influencer.
Art is one area in China that's exploding, just like the economy. This is the district of 798. Used to be an industrial zone. These days, 500 galleries, 1,000 artists.
The 798 Art District of Beijing is not only a centre for art and artists, it also attracts big crowds of Chinese keen to view the latest works.
If you live in Beijing, you'll see that there are many, many districts containing thousands of artists who are producing an extraordinary body of work and have been for the last 25 years.
Amongst the artists that paint and exhibit here is the man who lobbied so hard to set up the entire 798 district.
文化在中国应该是非常重要的一个这个在生活里日常生活。
Culture is an important part in people's daily life in China. In historical terms, Chinese civilization is the only one in the world which hasn't been interrupted. It's had thousands of years to develop. It has rich spiritual connotations.
底蕴和内涵。中国的这个对文化的诉求。
The taste that Chinese people have for art operates on many, many levels. Since China is such a big country, there's huge regional disparity. Different areas have their own customs. Local economies are into different levels of their development phase. It's this variety that makes Chinese culture so colorful.
非常丰富多彩的这样一个样貌。
Certainly the art created by artists in the 798 Art Zone is colourful. It's a thriving community, one that exemplifies the artistic rebirth across China.
798艺术区呢，现
The
在
798 Art District is the largest and most active art district in the world.
艺术区。
There are approximately 500 galleries, studios, and design offices that focus on art activities.
机构，艺术家工作室。
Of these, 175 are art galleries.
大约有500余家这样一个。
Each of these galleries hold a few exhibitions every year.
我们光画廊有175家。
Each year, there are over 1,000 art exhibitions held
展览每个画廊，所以这个我们每年
There are also more than 1,000 functions held here.
就超过1000场。然后呢，很多时尚品牌。 做发布啊
These include the release of new fashion brands, as well as shows demonstrating new concepts.
每年举办的以艺术类为主的这种
Collectively, there are over 2,000 shows held here each year.
活动，达到了2000场以上的规模。这是
Nowhere in the world do you see such a diverse range of activities like this.
这样的一个活跃度。我们
In 2017, 4.5 million people visited here. 1 in 4 of those
其
are
中呢
foreign
有
friends.
25%这样的一个份额是外国朋友。
One prominent visual area of Chinese culture, old and new, is its architecture. While China of old has had an architectural style that has taken shape over many centuries, its modern buildings are bold in design, speaking volumes for an architectural and building fraternity that clearly wants to make a statement.
One measure of just how much the Chinese economy has boomed is here in the central Sichuan village of Dujianyan. Now, the Chinese are flocking here in their millions to get a taste of old China.
What's old is back in vogue with Chinese tourists. The Chinese rush to bulldoze old neighbourhoods and replace them with modern high-rise apartments and office towers means there's a growing appetite to experience what once was.
I think that's a very interesting phenomenon happening in China. Every year when I went back to China, I did the same thing. I will visit some old towns. I think because the modern life, the pressure from the fast changing society, the unaffordable housing, the stress make people want to seek the tranquility. They idealize the old China, the tradition, the culture, the heritage. They go back to visit. Also, they want to find the peace. They want to feel proud of the being a Chinese.
And finally, China's biggest celebration by far. It's like New Year, Christmas and Easter all rolled into one. Come celebrate China's New Year.
It's also known as the Spring Festival in modern China, the turn of the traditional lunar solar Chinese calendar, marking a time when the Chinese stop working and start partying.
Chinese New Year is a time for people to celebrate the harvest from previous year. To celebrate the Chinese New Year, people like to use the dragon dance to wish the good luck and scare off the bad spirit. The most important thing for Chinese New Year is the family reunion. So people wanted to see their family, especially with the modern days. A lot of people working in overseas, working in different cities. But at this time, people like to make effort to go back to see their family, to have a New Year's Eve feast together.
While the Chinese New Year is by far the biggest of Chinese celebrations, it's the talented face change artist that is the most symbolic because, as we've experienced in this series, across so many areas from high-tech and artificial intelligence to innovation, energy and transport, the face of China is changing ever so rapidly.